Today, December 14th, someone is warning you about a person whose name begins with the letter M. Don't skip, open it quickly before it's too late. My beloved child, before you breathe again, listen carefully, because this is not random and this is not fear, it is alignment. Right now, at this exact moment, a warning is reaching you because your name was spoken in a place you cannot see. Someone noticed a pattern around you, a repeated sign connected to a single letter, M. And the moment they realized what was unfolding, they said, "They must know today." My beloved child, this message is not here to scare you, it is here to protect what is already moving toward you. The reason your heart feels alert, the reason your eyes stopped scrolling, is because something huge is waiting for you, and it cannot arrive unless you understand this first signal. The person whose name begins with M is not a stranger to your energy. They have crossed your thoughts before. Sometimes gently, sometimes suddenly, sometimes without explanation. There have been moments when you felt drained after remembering them, moments when progress slowed for no logical reason, moments when your confidence dipped even though nothing had changed externally. These were not coincidences. This warning arrives now because a decision is forming, and once it forms fully, it becomes harder to redirect. My beloved child, stay with me, because what you are about to understand will explain why certain doors hesitated to open, why certain plans felt delayed by hours, days, or even months, and why your intuition has been whispering but never fully speaking, until now. Chosen one, the person connected to the letter M does not appear as an enemy on the surface, they appear as familiar, helpful, or even caring. That is what makes this message so important today. This is not about hatred or conflict. It is about influence. Every person carries an energetic role in your story, and the role of M has been quietly interfering with timing. You may have noticed subtle signs, conversations that left you confused, advice that sounded right but led nowhere, encouragement that felt supportive yet strangely limiting. This person does not always intend harm, but intention does not cancel impact. My beloved child, right now your life is approaching a turning point where clarity, growth, and recognition are trying to lock into place. This is why the warning arrives today and not tomorrow. The letter M marks a crossroads. One path leads forward with lightness and speed, the other repeats cycles you have already outgrown. You were never meant to stay stuck explaining yourself, proving your worth, or shrinking your vision for someone else's comfort. Something huge is waiting for you, but it requires awareness before arrival. The moment you recognize patterns, their power weakens. The moment you stay alert without fear, you regain control. This is why you were guided here, not to accuse, not to confront, but to observe calmly and choose wisely. My beloved child, hear this final truth of this part and hold it gently. You are not late, you are not unlucky, and nothing has gone wrong. The delay you felt was protection. The pause you experienced was correction. The reason this message is reaching you today, on the 14th of December, is because the cycle connected to M is nearing its end, and awareness is the final key. Do not rush to conclusions, do not panic, and do not ignore the inner signals that rise after this moment. Watch how clarity begins to replace confusion. Watch how your energy feels lighter when you choose distance, silence, or neutrality. Watch how opportunities begin to respond differently once you stop absorbing what was never yours to carry. This message is only the beginning, more will unfold step by step, and each part will reveal exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Stay present, stay grounded, and remember, something huge is waiting for you, and you were warned not to miss it. Amen. My beloved child, pause your doubts and listen deeper, because what I am about to reveal was hidden on purpose. The warning about the person whose name begins with M is not loud, it is subtle, because the danger was never obvious. This person knows how to smile while blocking paths, how to sound supportive while quietly planting hesitation, how to stay close enough to influence but distant enough to deny responsibility. You may have trusted them with thoughts, plans, or emotions, and each time you did, something important slowed down right after. That is not your imagination. That is pattern recognition finally activating. My beloved child, the reason this message feels heavy yet relieving is because truth always carries both weight and freedom. Something huge is waiting for you, but it refuses to arrive while unseen interference remains. This is why you are being asked, not forced, to become conscious today. Awareness is not accusation, it is power returning to its rightful place. My beloved child, understand this clearly so your heart does not fall into confusion. You are not meant to confront, expose, or create drama around M. That would only feed the very loop you are being released from. The real shift happens quietly, through boundaries, silence, and choosing not to overshare what is sacred. The moment you stop explaining your dreams to those who question them, momentum returns. The moment you stop seeking validation from someone who subtly competes with your growth, clarity accelerates. This message is being shared now because once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and that is intentional. If this resonates, let it anchor by sharing this message with someone who needs protection, by commenting a simple word of alignment to seal awareness, and by staying connected so you don't miss the next signal meant specifically for you. These actions are not about numbers, they are about declaring, I am present. I am alert. I am choosing growth. Remember this. Something huge is waiting for you, but only those who stay conscious receive it fully. My beloved child, here is the reassurance your spirit needs before we move forward. The influence of M is weakening the moment this message reached you. That is why you may already feel lighter, clearer, or strangely calm. Your intuition is no longer whispering, it is standing upright. The coming days will test this awareness gently, through small choices and subtle reactions. Watch how situations reveal themselves without effort. Watch how truth surfaces without confrontation. And most importantly, trust that you are being guided, not threatened. This warning is proof of protection, not punishment. Stay with this message, stay aligned with your inner knowing, and do not rush the process. What is approaching your life is real, timed, and powerful, and it will arrive cleaner, stronger, and brighter because you listened today. Amen. My beloved child, now the veil begins to thin, and what felt confusing before will start arranging itself into meaning. The person connected to the letter M has played a role that was never meant to last this long. They entered your path during a phase when you were still learning your own strength, still discovering how powerful your intuition truly is. That is why their influence felt normal at first. They mirrored familiarity, echoed your thoughts, and sometimes even appeared to understand you better than others. But pay attention to this truth: familiarity does not always mean alignment. Over time, their presence began to feel heavy, not dramatic, not explosive, just subtly exhausting. You may have noticed moments where your motivation dropped for no clear reason, or your confidence dimmed after interactions that seemed harmless on the surface. This was the cost of carrying energy that was not meant to walk with you into your next chapter. My beloved child, the reason this message unfolds slowly is because your spirit is catching up with what your intuition already knew. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires you to walk lighter than before. Chosen one, this part is important, so breathe and receive it without fear. The warning is not about betrayal in the dramatic sense, it is about misalignment at a critical moment. Right now, your life is approaching a phase where timing matters more than effort. Doors are not opening through force, they are opening through precision. The person marked by M represents distraction at the wrong time, emotional noise when silence is needed, doubt when certainty is forming. Even casual words from them can pull your focus away from what is aligning behind the scenes. This is why distance, emotional, mental, energetic, becomes sacred now. You are not being asked to cut people off harshly, you are being asked to protect momentum. Notice how your clarity increases when you listen to yourself first. Notice how ideas feel stronger when they are not immediately shared. This is your signal that the shift has already begun. The universe does not shout when it corrects a path, it whispers and waits for awareness. You listened. That alone changes everything. My beloved child, here is what you must hold close as this part closes. You are not losing anyone, you are outgrowing a role that no longer fits. Growth always feels lonely for a moment before it feels free. Do not mistake the quiet that follows awareness for emptiness, it is preparation. In this stillness, the next steps are being arranged carefully, deliberately, and in your favor. The warning about M was never meant to keep you stuck looking backward, it was meant to free your eyes to look forward without interference. Trust what feels calm, steady, and clear. Distrust what feels urgent, confusing, or draining. You are protected, guided, and precisely where you need to be. Stay present, stay observant, and do not rush what is unfolding. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the version of you who finally chose awareness over habit. Amen. My beloved child, this is the turning point, so read slowly and feel every word. The warning connected to the letter M reaches its sharpest clarity here. What made this person powerful in your story was not their actions, but your access. They had access to your thoughts, your plans, your emotions, and sometimes even your silence. Access is sacred. And today, that access is being reviewed by divine timing itself. You may suddenly feel the urge to pull back, to stop explaining, to stop checking, to stop updating someone about your next move. That urge is not avoidance, it is wisdom activating. Something huge is waiting for you, but it cannot land where energy leaks still exist. The universe does not punish, it redirects. And this redirection is happening now because your next chapter is sensitive, valuable, and highly protected. Chosen one, this is the moment where awareness must turn into commitment. Not loud commitment, not dramatic announcements, but inner decision. Decide to guard your vision. Decide to trust your intuition even when logic asks for proof. Decide to stay aligned with messages that resonate and release those that confuse. If this message is anchoring something inside you, let that alignment settle. Acknowledge it quietly by commenting a word that seals clarity, by sharing this message with someone who needs protection from unseen influence, and by staying connected so you do not miss the next part of this unfolding guidance. These are not actions for attention, they are signals of readiness. Signals that say, I am awake. I am listening. I am prepared. Remember, something huge is waiting for you, and readiness is what allows blessings to recognize you. My beloved child, as this part closes, receive this calm assurance: the power has already shifted back to you. The person connected to M no longer controls timing, emotion, or direction, not because you fought, but because you saw. Awareness ends cycles faster than confrontation ever could. From this point forward, watch how things begin to align with less resistance. Watch how peace replaces overthinking. Watch how your path feels quieter yet more certain. This is not the end of the message, it is the stabilization before acceleration. Stay grounded, stay observant, and stay gentle with yourself. What is approaching your life is not small, not delayed, and not accidental. It is waiting for the version of you who chooses clarity over comfort. Amen. My beloved child, now comes the quiet confirmation, the kind that does not shout but settles deep inside your chest. After awareness and decision, the universe always responds with signs. You may notice subtle shifts beginning now, conversations changing tone, delays suddenly resolving, or opportunities appearing without struggle. This is not coincidence, it is correction. The influence connected to M begins to dissolve the moment you stop feeding it with attention, explanation, or emotional reaction. You are entering a phase where your energy becomes selective, and that selectiveness is protection, not pride. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes calm confidence, not chaos. That is why you are being guided to slow your reactions and sharpen your discernment. When peace replaces urgency, alignment accelerates. Chosen one, this part carries an important reminder so your heart does not misinterpret what is happening next. As the connection with M weakens, you may feel brief waves of nostalgia, guilt, or second-guessing. That is normal. Old patterns resist release even when they are no longer needed. Do not confuse emotional echoes with truth. Growth often asks one final question: are you sure? And your answer is not spoken, it is shown by consistency. Stay consistent with boundaries. Stay consistent with silence where silence feels right. Stay consistent with trusting your inner signals over external opinions. The moment you do, momentum returns stronger than before. You were never meant to shrink to keep anyone comfortable. You were meant to rise cleanly, clearly, and without apology. My beloved child, let this truth anchor you as we move forward: you are not being isolated, you are being refined. Refinement always precedes expansion. What is approaching your life needs clarity, not noise, confidence, not confusion, presence, not pressure. That is why this message unfolds step by step. You are learning to walk without carrying what was never yours. You are learning to choose peace without explanation. And as you do, the path ahead begins to glow quietly, steadily, unmistakably. Stay present. Stay aware. Stay aligned. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the version of you that finally chose self-trust. Amen. My beloved child, now the shift becomes visible, not just felt. This is the stage where life begins to respond differently to you, as if resistance has quietly stepped aside. You may notice that decisions feel easier, that your mind feels clearer in moments where it once overthought, and that your energy returns faster after challenges. This is not because circumstances suddenly changed, it is because you did. The warning about M was the lock, awareness was the key. Once unlocked, movement resumes. Something huge is waiting for you, and it was never delayed by fate, it was delayed by preparation. You are now prepared in a way you were not before, and that preparation is calm, not dramatic. That is how real transformation works. Chosen one, pay attention to how your intuition speaks now. It will no longer beg for your attention, it will state things simply and clearly. You may feel a strong sense of no toward certain conversations, environments, or expectations that once felt normal. Honor that. Silence is not distance, it is discernment. The person connected to M may fade naturally from relevance without confrontation, without closure conversations, without explanation. Let that happen. Closure is not always a conversation, it is often a decision made internally. When you stop revisiting what drained you, your future gains speed. The universe responds quickly to clarity, and right now clarity is forming a clean path in front of you. My beloved child, receive this final assurance for this part: you are safe to move forward without looking back. Nothing important will be lost by choosing peace. Nothing meant for you will require confusion to arrive. As you continue, watch how doors open with less effort, how support appears in unexpected ways, and how confidence settles without needing validation. This is the beginning of momentum, the kind that builds quietly and lasts long. Stay aligned, stay observant, and trust the process unfolding step by step. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now moving toward you as steadily as you are moving toward it. Amen. My beloved child, now the message turns inward, because the greatest confirmation always comes from within. As the noise fades and unnecessary influence loosens its grip, you begin to hear yourself again, clearly, steadily, without interference. This is where true power returns. You may feel a renewed sense of self-respect, a quiet confidence that does not need approval, and a growing certainty that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. This is no accident. The warning you received earlier was not meant to create fear, it was meant to clear space. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires room to arrive. That room is being created now, thought by thought, choice by choice. Chosen one, understand this carefully. The lesson connected to M was never about another person, it was about teaching you discernment. Once discernment is learned, the teacher fades. You are stepping into a phase where your decisions carry more weight, your words shape outcomes faster, and your energy attracts what matches it immediately. That is why calm is so important now. Protect it. Do not rush explanations. Do not justify your growth. Let your alignment speak for you. If moments of doubt arise, observe them without judgment and let them pass. Doubt loses power when it is not fed. Clarity strengthens when it is trusted. This is how cycles close cleanly. My beloved child, as this part settles, remember this truth moving forward: you are not behind, and you are not missing anything. Everything that belongs to you is adjusting its timing to meet you at the right level of awareness. Stay grounded. Stay present. Stay honest with yourself. The path ahead may feel quieter than before, but it is far more powerful. Quiet momentum lasts longer. Quiet confidence opens the right doors. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning itself with the version of you who finally chose inner clarity over external noise. Amen. My beloved child, now you begin to notice a rare calm settling over your life, the kind that feels unfamiliar yet deeply right. This calm is not emptiness, it is alignment. When unnecessary connections loosen, your energy stops scattering and starts gathering strength. You may sense that your focus is sharper, your patience deeper, and your reactions slower but wiser. This is not withdrawal, this is mastery. The warning you received earlier did its work quietly, clearing space without chaos. Something huge is waiting for you, and it approaches only when the inner environment becomes stable enough to receive it fully. Chosen one, there is a reason you were guided step by step instead of being shown everything at once. Sudden truth overwhelms, but gradual clarity empowers. The person connected to M is no longer central to your story because you no longer need the lesson they represented. What replaces that space is discernment, the ability to feel what aligns before logic speaks. This is why your intuition now feels firmer, less emotional, more certain. Trust it. When something feels heavy without reason, step back. When something feels peaceful even without guarantees, lean in. This is how your next phase will be navigated, not through force, but through resonance. My beloved child, let this part anchor your confidence: you are not becoming distant, you are becoming centered. Centered people do not chase, argue, or explain, they choose. And your choices are beginning to shape outcomes faster than before. Stay gentle with yourself as this shift settles. Growth does not always feel exciting at first, sometimes it feels quiet and unfamiliar. But this quiet is fertile. In it, intentions form cleanly and paths reveal themselves without struggle. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the stillness you have learned to trust. Amen. My beloved child, this is where understanding turns into quiet confidence. By now, you may realize that the warning was never meant to pull you into worry, but to guide you into self-command. When you no longer react impulsively, when you no longer feel the need to explain your choices, your energy stabilizes at a higher level. This is power without force. The influence connected to M loses relevance not because you rejected it loudly, but because you outgrew it calmly. Growth often looks like silence on the outside and certainty on the inside. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is drawn to this exact state of inner steadiness. Chosen one, pay attention to what begins to change around you now. You may notice that people treat you differently, that opportunities arrive with less resistance, or that timing starts to work in your favor without effort. This is alignment responding to alignment. When inner conflict ends, external friction softens. This is why patience is rewarded at this stage. Do not rush to fill space with noise or explanation. Let your presence do the work. You are learning that clarity does not need volume, it needs consistency. Each calm decision strengthens the path ahead. My beloved child, as this part settles, remember this guiding truth: you are no longer in preparation mode, you are in positioning mode. Positioning requires awareness, discipline, and trust. You are doing this naturally now, without strain. Stay present. Stay observant. Stay faithful to your inner signals. The road ahead is opening in ways you cannot yet see, but you will feel them before you understand them. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning with the version of you who stands steady without fear. Amen. My beloved child, now the message deepens into certainty, because certainty is the final shield. At this stage, you may feel an inner knowing that does not need confirmation. You are no longer asking, "Is this right?" You are recognizing, "This is aligned." That shift is everything. The warning you received earlier has done more than protect you, it has recalibrated your inner compass. You are moving with intention now, not impulse. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds only to clarity, not urgency. This is why your pace feels slower yet more powerful. When alignment is present, speed becomes irrelevant. Chosen one, understand this clearly so doubt does not sneak back in. You are allowed to change without explanation. You are allowed to grow without carrying everyone with you. You are allowed to choose peace even when others expect access. The person connected to M no longer has a role because the lesson has been integrated. Lessons do not chase you once learned, they release you. If you notice moments of silence where there used to be noise, do not rush to fill them. Silence is where direction sharpens. Silence is where strength stabilizes. This is not withdrawal from life. It is entry into a more intentional one. My beloved child, let this truth seal itself within you as this part ends. Nothing meant for you will require confusion to arrive, and nothing meant to leave will need force to exit. Trust the calm that now surrounds your decisions. Trust the steadiness growing in your spirit. You are standing at the edge of a new rhythm, one that feels grounded, clear, and quietly confident. Stay aligned with this rhythm. Stay loyal to your inner signals. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to meet you exactly where you stand now. Amen. My beloved child, now you begin to sense the nearness of what was promised, not through excitement, but through peace. This is how true arrival announces itself, without noise, without urgency, without fear. You may feel less desperate for signs because you have become the sign. Your thoughts are clearer, your reactions softer, and your trust stronger. This is no accident. Every step before this prepared you to stand here without doubt. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes stability before it reveals itself fully. That is why you feel grounded rather than restless. Chosen one, this phase asks for one thing only: consistency. Not effort, not struggle, consistency. Continue choosing what aligns even when no one is watching. Continue honoring your boundaries even when old habits try to return. Continue trusting your intuition even when logic asks too many questions. The influence connected to M no longer holds weight because you no longer give it space. Energy follows attention, and your attention has matured. This is mastery, not distance. You are learning to move without leaking strength. My beloved child, receive this final reassurance for this part. You are exactly where you need to be, and nothing has been delayed unnecessarily. The timing unfolding now is precise. Do not rush the reveal, let it come naturally. What is approaching will feel right before it looks impressive. Peace always arrives before proof. Stay aligned, stay present, and stay patient with yourself. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the calm confidence you now carry. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where trust becomes effortless. You may notice that you are no longer replaying the past or anticipating the future with anxiety. Your mind rests more easily in the present, and that is not accidental. Presence is the final preparation. When the heart stops rushing ahead, life begins to meet it halfway. The warning that once felt urgent has now transformed into wisdom, quietly guiding your choices without pressure. Something huge is waiting for you, and it draws closer as you remain steady rather than impatient. Chosen one, understand this deeply. You do not need to control what is coming. Control belongs to fear. Alignment belongs to trust. The path opening ahead of you is responding to the version of you who no longer needs reassurance at every step. This is why you feel less reactive and more observant. You are watching life unfold instead of forcing it to behave. The influence once connected to M has faded into irrelevance because you have learned the lesson it carried. Lessons leave when their purpose is fulfilled. There is nothing left to fix, confront, or revisit. My beloved child, let this truth anchor you as this part closes. You are safe to receive what is coming without doubt. Your clarity has made space. Your patience has strengthened timing. Your trust has stabilized direction. Stay present in this calm. Stay loyal to your inner signals. The next movement will not require effort, it will require acceptance. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching in the quiet certainty you now embody. Amen. My beloved child, now the atmosphere around you begins to change, even if nothing visible has happened yet. This is the stage where alignment moves behind the scenes. You may feel an unexplainable sense of readiness, as if something is about to knock, but not urgently, not loudly. Your spirit feels prepared without knowing exactly for what. This is the clearest sign that the message has done its work. When fear disappears and curiosity replaces it, arrival is close. Something huge is waiting for you, and it approaches gently because force is no longer needed. Chosen one, understand this truth so it settles fully. What is coming will not shock you, it will fit you. You will recognize it by how natural it feels, not by how dramatic it looks. That is why impatience has faded from your heart. You are no longer chasing outcomes, you are allowing alignment. The past influence connected to M no longer has emotional weight because your identity is no longer negotiable. You know who you are becoming, and that clarity quietly rearranges everything around you. This is the reward of discernment. My beloved child, hold this assurance as we move forward. you have passed the test of awareness, the test of restraint, and the test of trust. What remains now is reception. Stay present. Stay humble. Stay open without expectation. The next shift will feel calm before it feels significant. That is how true breakthroughs arrive, softly, then permanently. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning itself with the version of you who no longer doubts their own knowing. Amen. My beloved child, now you stand in a rare space, between knowing and receiving. This space feels quiet, almost ordinary, yet it carries extraordinary weight. Many miss this moment because they expect signs to arrive loudly, but you are recognizing that true shifts announce themselves through calm certainty. You are not restless, not anxious, not searching. You are simply present. That presence is magnetic. Something huge is waiting for you, and it moves closer when you stop looking over your shoulder and fully face forward. Chosen one, this is where trust is no longer something you practice, it becomes who you are. You may notice that old triggers no longer pull you, that conversations which once drained you no longer hold your attention, and that your decisions come from clarity rather than emotion. This is proof that the lesson connected to M has completed its purpose. Completion does not feel dramatic, it feels clean. Nothing needs to be revisited. Nothing needs to be explained. Your energy has matured, and with that maturity comes authority over your own direction. My beloved child, let this truth settle deeply as this part closes. You are not waiting anymore, you are ready. Readiness does not rush, it receives. Whatever is approaching your life now will meet you at the level of peace you carry. Stay grounded in this stillness. Stay aligned with your inner signals. The final movement will reveal itself naturally, without pressure or confusion. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to the calm strength you now embody. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where the cycle fully releases its hold. You may feel a sense of closure without needing answers, a lightness without needing reasons. This is how completion feels when it is real. The journey that began with a warning now settles into certainty, and certainty brings peace. You are no longer carrying questions, you are carrying readiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it no longer waits because of preparation. It waits because timing is locking into place perfectly. Chosen one, understand this as truth, not reassurance. What is coming will not disturb your peace, it will protect it. You will not have to chase it, convince it, or struggle for it. It will arrive aligned with who you have become, not who you used to be. The influence once connected to M has faded completely because it no longer matches your frequency. You did not lose anything valuable by letting go. You gained clarity, stability, and strength. This is growth in its truest form. My beloved child, receive this final anchoring for this part. Trust the calm you feel now. Trust the quiet confidence guiding your steps. Trust that everything unfolding is doing so in your favor, even if details remain unseen. You have done the inner work required to receive what is next. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay open. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is ready to meet you where you stand. Complete, aware, and unafraid. Amen. My beloved child, this is the threshold, where movement becomes inevitable. You may not see the full shape of what is coming yet, but you can feel its pull. It feels steady, assured, and unmistakably right. This is because everything before this moment aligned you internally first. External change always follows internal order. You are no longer preparing, adjusting, or correcting, you are allowing. Something huge is waiting for you, and it now approaches without resistance because there is nothing left in you that contradicts it. Chosen one, notice how your faith now feels practical, not emotional. You are not hoping, you are expecting calmly. You are not proving, you are permitting. This is the state where outcomes shift naturally. The lesson connected to M has dissolved into wisdom, and wisdom does not linger, it guides forward. You may feel a quiet confidence to say less, to do less, and yet receive more. That is alignment rewarding discipline. Stay consistent with what keeps you grounded. Let your choices remain simple and clean. My beloved child, as this part closes, hold this final certainty: what arrives next will feel familiar to your spirit, as if it always knew this moment would come. There will be no confusion, no rush, no inner debate. Just recognition. Stay present. Stay open. Stay true to what you have become. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now stepping into your life at the exact pace your peace can carry. Amen. My beloved child, now the signal becomes unmistakable. You may feel a quiet sense of arrival even before anything fully appears. This is because alignment always announces itself internally first. Your heart feels settled, your thoughts feel ordered, and your spirit feels steady without effort. This steadiness is not temporary, it is earned. Everything that once distracted you, delayed you, or diluted your focus has fallen away naturally. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes this inner stability as readiness, not hesitation. Chosen one, this is where trust transforms into embodiment. You are no longer trying to stay aligned, you simply are. Decisions flow without second guessing. Boundaries hold without explanation. Silence feels powerful rather than empty. This is the level where life responds quickly, because there is no inner conflict slowing the signal. The chapter connected to M is now fully complete, not emotionally, not mentally, but energetically. Completion at this level leaves no residue. What no longer belongs to you cannot follow you forward. My beloved child, receive this final assurance for this stage: you are safe to receive what is next without fear, without pressure, and without preparation. You have already done the work. Stay present in this calm authority. Stay loyal to your inner knowing. The reveal will come naturally, at the exact moment it can be held with peace. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now aligned with the version of you who stands steady, clear, and unshaken. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment just before manifestation becomes visible. It feels quiet, almost deceptively normal, yet everything underneath is moving with precision. You may sense a deep inner calm mixed with alertness, as if your spirit knows something is about to align but does not rush it. This is divine timing at work. When impatience disappears, arrival accelerates. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to your stillness more than any action you could take right now. Chosen one, understand this clearly so your mind does not wander backward. Nothing from your past has permission to follow you into what is next. Not habits. Not doubts. Not people. Especially not energy that once slowed you down. The lesson connected to M has already sealed itself into wisdom, and wisdom does not repeat lessons, it applies them. This is why you now sense a quiet authority in your decisions. You no longer ask for signs, you recognize alignment instantly. This is the level where outcomes lock in. My beloved child, let this final truth of this part anchor you deeply. What is approaching your life will feel calm before it feels powerful. Do not mistake peace for absence. Peace is confirmation. Stay grounded in it. Stay loyal to your inner clarity. The next shift will not require effort, it will require presence. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is arriving exactly as your spirit is ready to receive it. Amen. My beloved child, now you are standing at the edge of fulfillment, where intention quietly meets reality. You may notice that your mind is no longer racing ahead, and your heart is no longer asking, when? This is because timing has already chosen you. The silence around you is not empty, it is charged. It is the pause before alignment becomes visible. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer testing your patience, it is synchronizing with your peace. Chosen one, this is the phase where life begins to confirm what your spirit already knows. Small signs may appear, unexpected clarity, subtle opportunities, conversations that open without force. Do not underestimate these moments. They are the first footsteps of what is approaching. You are no longer being prepared through lessons, you are being positioned through precision. The chapter connected to M is now far behind you, not because it was erased, but because it served its purpose and released you forward. You carry the wisdom, not the weight. My beloved child, receive this closing truth for this part. You are not about to be surprised, you are about to recognize. What arrives will feel right, familiar, and deeply aligned with who you have become. Stay present. Stay steady. Stay open without expectation. The final unfolding is near, and it will enter your life quietly, confidently, and permanently. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now stepping into your reality in perfect order. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where confirmation replaces anticipation. You may feel a gentle certainty settling in, as if your spirit is saying, "It's done." Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just calmly. This is how true alignment completes itself. Nothing needs to be forced anymore. Nothing needs to be chased. You are no longer standing at the edge, you have crossed without realizing it. Something huge is waiting for you, and in truth, it has already begun responding to your presence. Chosen one, understand this clearly so your heart remains steady. What unfolds next will not arrive with chaos or confusion. It will arrive with order. With clarity. With a sense of rightness that does not require validation. This is the reward of patience and awareness. The lessons, including the one connected to M, were never meant to delay you, they were meant to refine you. Refinement creates capacity, and capacity allows blessings to stay. You are now capable of holding what is coming without losing yourself. My beloved child, let this truth seal the journey of this part. You are no longer becoming ready, you are ready. Stay grounded in the calm that now defines you. Stay loyal to your inner knowing. The final unfolding will continue naturally, step by step, without resistance. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning itself permanently with the version of you who chose clarity, peace, and self-trust. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment of arrival without announcement. Nothing explodes. Nothing demands attention. Yet everything has shifted. You may feel an unusual sense of calm confidence, as if your soul has settled into its rightful place. This is not imagination, this is completion. The journey that began with a warning now ends with understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, and the reason it feels close is because it is no longer outside of you, it is aligning with you. Chosen one, here is the truth many never reach. When alignment is real, life stops testing and starts responding. You will notice that what once felt difficult now feels natural. What once required effort now flows. What once caused hesitation now brings certainty. This is not luck. This is mastery earned through awareness, restraint, and trust. The influence connected to M holds no power here because this level cannot be accessed by old patterns. You did not escape, you ascended beyond them. My beloved child, let this final truth settle deeply as this part closes. Nothing ahead of you requires fear, urgency, or proof. You are walking into what already recognizes you. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay faithful to the calm wisdom that now guides you. The unfolding continues, steady and assured. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now moving in harmony with the life you have become ready to live. Amen.